So you can't really tell completely, but if you look, you can see that the front, I'll get a better shot when I'm at the lot and it's flat, but basically I raised the front almost 2 inches for the tires there, but I never did anything with the back, and my springs are pretty much sitting down on the overload spring. So what I've done is I've ordered custom springs. Here we are at Alcan Spring in Grand Junction, Colorado. So now that I'm on level ground, you can kind of see how the back is a little lower than the front. So that's what it looks like. Alright, there we go. Man, that really improved the stance on this thing. It really looks sharp. Wow. That's huge. That's what they look like, nice and shiny. There's no way I can give you just a comparison of what I think of the springs on this, because it turns out my other shocks were completely blown. I had no idea how bad they were. When they pulled them out, they said they were basically blown. There's no other way to say it. I had no shocks. In any case, I will tell you this, though. Of course, going from no shocks to having shocks, and with the new springs, it rides like a dream now in comparison. So the best way I can describe this is the truck used to sound like a rattle can. Now I can ride on the roughest of roads, actual roads, paved roads. I haven't taken it off-road yet. And it's like quiet. By the time I got done with the springs, adding the expedite fee, because I had them get them, because normally it's 5 weeks, and we weren't going to be here in Colorado for 5 weeks. So that was an extra $300, but I didn't have to ship them, so that was nice. We had $1,500 for the springs, and that included the expedite fee and taxes for that. Then I had roughly another $600 labor installing the springs, because there was a lot of parts that were kind of rusted together and it took them a little longer to get off. But also I had about another $600 to replace the shock. The shocks I went with were Bilstein 5100s. So, you know, with tax on those and everything, those were about $500. They were less than 500. They were 410 plus tax and stuff. We'll just say about 450. But basically for the shocks, all 4 shocks and the labor on that was about 600, and about 600 to install the springs, which, yes, potentially I could have probably found a mechanic in Iowa to do the springs, had them ship me the springs, but I really wanted them to install the springs in case something didn't fit. I didn't want to get all the way back to Iowa and, you know, have them ship me the springs later and then take them somewhere to get installed and find out they don't fit, right? So I really wanted to do that and have them do the springs, means they were custom. So basically, by the time I was done, it was like $2,750, $2,700, somewhere around there. Was it worth it? Yeah, it was worth it. My other springs were shot. Plus, now I have an 1.5 inch added to the rear lift. But right now, I'm pretty much back to what the factory rig was. All right, there we go. Man, that really improved the stance on this thing. It really looks sharp. Wow, that's huge.